The definition of delusion. Something that is falsely or delusively believed or propagated. AKA Marcus Smith. Alright, I'll bite. I did not write a dictionary. It's this. I don't even know where I got this from, but yeah. I've been finding a way to use that in the video. But welcome back to an episode of Inside the Lines. It's been a while since I've last done one of these videos. We got an action-packed week for y'all here today. Got a couple of videos coming out during the week leading up to the greatest day in motorsports with Monaco, Indy, and Charlotte the Coke 600. But we have a big story to talk about coming up on the heels of what took place on Sunday in the All-Star race. You already know my thoughts on it. According to Jeff Gluck, it is the worst rated race in history Jeff Gluck has ever done, which says a lot to be the worst race ever rated. Yeah, it was universally hated. Everyone hated it, except for Marcus Smith. He was on SiriusXM NASCAR radio and said this: "There's just some people out there who like to complain more often than anything. If you talk to the fans who were there, they had a great time. When we had it in Charlotte, we had some detractors who would always say, 'Why is it in Charlotte?' We move it and people say, 'Let's put it back in Charlotte.' I found nobody likes change and nobody likes anything to stay the same. You can't make everyone happy." Okay. Alright, first of all, I do understand that. There were some people that didn't like the All-Star race always being in Charlotte. The All-Star race has lost its flair for the better part of a decade. And so it made sense for people to think, well, why not make a change? The issue, Marcus Smith, you picked the worst track to replace it with. You could have put it at Atlanta. You could have put it at Vegas, at Nashville. You had options. Why did you pick the worst track in NASCAR? Why? We knew since the beginning, as soon as they made this announcement, we knew, okay, if the All-Star race wasn't dead, this would kill it. Putting it at Texas, because Texas, how it's been reconfigured and repaved with that PJ1, they have ruined that racetrack. IndyCar had a good race at Texas, but even by that standards, it is very, very low standards Texas nowadays to put on a good race. So yeah, it was good, but compared to what we saw in the previous years of Texas, still doesn't hold a candle. So yeah, people were upset, but we've always been upset at this change. We knew that you moving it to Texas and still keeping it to dates was going to piss off fans. When he says there are people there that enjoy the race, I mean, I don't know about you, but if you're 10 beers in to a race, anything is probably good. You're probably going to enjoy anything that happens. Experiencing a race at a track compared to at home is completely different. Of course, the event is going to be much better at the racetrack. There's more things to do. You have there were concerts there, festivities, games. There was, from what I've heard, a lot of good things that happened at the racetrack in terms of pre-race festivities and just overall fun. But that's for the people at the track. Of course, they're going to have a much different experience. At the end of the day, TV is going to drive the numbers. TV is what is going to really determine if a race was good or not, based on what people see from home. So I think to really judge a race based off, well, the fans at the track seem to like it, is completely closed-minded. Because, yeah, it does play a role in it, but if the fans on TV didn't like it, if it was a bad product, and thing is, it wasn't just the fans that didn't like it. Drivers don't like it. The fans don't like it, and I'm pretty sure even the announcers, like Mike Joy, was about done with it after that caution at the finish line. So, just no one liked it. It's completely delusional of Marcus Smith and SMI to really think that, oh, this was a great event. No, it was not. It was not a great event. No one said anything positive. It had pockets of moments, but that's about it. If you were to ask anyone what they thought of the All-Star race at Texas this year, they would give you the same answer. Either bad, garbage, awful. Regardless, it's negative response. That's all what it's going to be. And to say that, oh, well, fans had a great time at the racetrack, and, oh, well, you can't please everybody, this and that. And, well, yes, that is true. When you make a move, there are some fans that want the move, and then when they get the move, they're going to complain about it. Yes, that is true, but this is not one of those cases. I personally didn't want the All-Star race to leave from Charlotte, but if it had to leave Charlotte, Texas is the last track you would put it at. And I think that's what everyone agrees on. If you're going to move to Charlotte or move away from Charlotte, you put it in Texas. You could have put it anywhere. Kentucky, I think, would have been a better. Okay, maybe not Kentucky. Maybe not Kentucky. Maybe not. But anywhere else. Sonoma, maybe. I don't know. I don't care. But like, just other than those tracks, those two tracks, especially Texas, would have been better off. So it looks like, by the looks of it, they're pretty adamant that they're going to return to Texas next year, which, again, I think is a bad idea. It's a bad idea. Now, here's the thing though. It's interesting now where SMI is at the moment, because you look at the two tracks that are now part of SMI. Nashville Fairgrounds, which will be a part of SMI, and North Wilkesboro. I'm just saying, I think it'd be a really cool way to throw back to the past by holding the All-Star race on one of those two tracks. I mean, why not? It's going to be better off than Texas, but that's just my opinion. But it was very disappointing to hear Marcus Smith say that. But then again, you have to understand, this is the same company that said in 2011 that his father said that Kentucky was going to be bigger than Daytona. Not even 10 years later, we are no longer racing in Kentucky. So I think that tells you a lot about SMI. But yeah, I just had to get that off my chest about the story, because when I saw that article or that quote, I about lost it, because I thought for sure they'd be like, okay, we admit it, this race was bad. But nope. Delusion. It's like there's 5 steps into knowing you have a problem. The first step is, I think, accepting it. Accepting that your track sucks. And they haven't gotten that yet. But we'll see what happens about the future of the All-Star race. I think it's gonna return at Texas next year, because I believe they have an agreement with NASCAR for multiple years about the race will be taking place in Texas. But we'll see what happens. But what are y'all's thoughts on the situation? Are you, I mean, I feel like I know what majority of you people are going to say. Texas doesn't deserve 2 races, in my opinion. If I was NASCAR, I just wouldn't race at Texas at all. Yeah, I understand Texas is a big base for NASCAR. There's a lot of companies and a lot of people invest in NASCAR that are from, or at least held in Texas. But we have COTA already that can produce great racing and can appeal to sponsors, and, you know, they can check off all the boxes. And it's not Texas Motor Speedway. That's another check, all right? But yeah, that's it for me. I will have another video coming up later in the week, maybe even later tonight. Who knows? We'll see what happens. But thank y'all so much for watching. Don't forget to leave a like and subscribe for more content. Until next time, my name is Jet. See you next time.